And also to add to that, I think the most difficult thing to do is actually do interior design. It's really difficult. The colors, the fabrics, the textures, the proportions, the detailing. You know, you do a big mass of a building, I think it's a lot more easy than doing the design of a lobby. And same goes true with a car. You know, we're trying to pick the leather on the Maserati. You look at a little swatch this big. You look at a swatch this big. It's the exact same color, but it's two different colors when it's done. This big and this big, same color, look different when they're different sizes. And then when it looks in the car, it's different. And then the shade and the shadow and the influence of the green on the outside of the car changes that. So all these things, you just learn as you go. And I couldn't learn if I was actually an architect working for a client, because I couldn't afford to make all the mistakes. We make a mistake, we fix it. We don't like something we did, we tear it apart. But it's our money, and we're going to prosper from it. We're developing this widget. Why would I give you this widget? I'll make a whole bunch of them, but it's still my widget. I still have the rights to make this widget. Why would I do this for somebody else and give that away? Doesn't make sense. Same goes true with the apartments. I have the apartments. Every year, in theory, the rent goes up. It'll go up over time. Let's not say every year. They haven't gone down, and we've been completely occupied for quite some time. I think Matthew has a unit now that's available at the union, but he says, you know, how come that's rented in 1 week? Well, Matthew, some of the buildings are 5 or 10% vacant. Ours aren't, because we're doing things that people want, our small audience. Anybody else?
I have a question in the...
Would it be safe to say that everything from your marriage to your architecture to your work as doing your development has all been based on optimism and persistence, and that doubt leads to failure, and that by staying to those core values, that no matter what you do, you'll succeed?
Was that a question or a statement, Jeremy?
I'm asking. That's what I get.
By the way, Jeremy is the owner of the place where I do my training, my workout training, and he's like the most positive guy besides myself I've ever met. So I think he's trying to sell. Is it called The Planet?
No, it's La Jolla's Finest Training. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is, from the gist of everything kind of goes back to the serendipity and how you've lived your life, and no matter what you did. When you were in Ohio, when you were in Idaho,
Idaho,
and you left from Idaho,
yeah.
And you went that no matter what it was, you were going to be successful at, including your marriage and everything else, because you're optimistic, you drive forward, you're persistent, and when doubt comes and when mistakes happen, there are opportunities to learn, and not things to look back at in disgust.
That's it. I mean, you've hit the core of what I think breeds success. There's no room for failure. It's just not in the vocabulary that I'm not going to succeed. You know, granted, I just told you about, I've had this freak out session when if I lost the building, what would happen, but that was just, I mean, I'm telling you, that was a millisecond thought. It's never been what if. You know, I have a theory that you always want a back door so you can run for it, but you should never look to it. So you always need to make sure that you have enough money in the till. You never want to go and use it. But you always need to protect yourself going forward. And if you think positively, positive thoughts happen and positive things happen. Granted, you can't control everything. I mean, look at, I had to put, the queue, I was going to put $3.5 million, and I had to write a $4.5 million check at the end. Well, guess what? I put a whole bunch of little nuts away. So in the case something went wrong, I had enough nuts. You know, I didn't go out and buy a whole bunch of stuff, because I said, I need to have this safety net here. And we just started the charm. I had 5 banks that wanted to loan to us because they felt that I was stable, financially stable enough to loan me money. I had more money in the bank than the loan they were going to give me, so they thought that was a good thing. It generally is. But, you know, most people think, no, leverage, 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 and I don't believe that. Now, that's because I'm 48, but when I was 28, leverage was the only way to go. So, what do they call that? OPM, other people's money. That's the way I was doing it, because I had no option. But as you go forward, you need to be conservative. You just squirrel nuts away. And it'll all, anybody that's an architect in this room can do exactly what I do. Talk to Mike. Talk to Lloyd's in here somewhere. Talk to Ted. I don't know if Brett or Sebastian's in New York, but talk to these people, and they'll tell you it's the truth. You guys can do it. Build your own house. Make San Diego a better place. I think it's important we do that. This is our city. We should take care of it.